so we've got to fill it in somehow. Great noise here inside Breaststroke International Sports Centre yesterday evening. Thank you very much if you were with us. It was a brilliant final session. Two more of those, of course, still to come. We're only in the B session of today, of course. There's still plenty swimming this afternoon. Your board and stuff, your goals can wait a little bit longer. Somebody's just bought me, by the way. Somebody's just bought me a Freddo. So what I'm interested, that's a whisper. For somebody's bought, alright, somebody's bought me a Freddo. Do you know what I'm interested to know is you guys competing here, what is the elite chocolate bar? What is that container? Well, this is where I'm going with this. What is the elite chocolate bar? That's what I want to know. So take to any social media platform, and I want to know, tagging at Backstroke, by the way, I want to know what is the elite chocolate bar that you, the students, eat?
Well, I've got hours at university to get me through long university days.
Also,
Who's not? That would be my go-to.
somebody's just said to me, these are athletes, they don't eat chocolate. Nonsense. That's absolute nonsense. Mine, by the way, is a BUCS.
Absolutely. Who's not?
Can we have a coach representative of Royal Holloway to the box desk? I don't think that's going to have to do with chocolate or milk. Probably something to do with the action. Athletes don't eat chocolate, don't tell me jokes like that. You'll be telling me that none of these went out yesterday evening for a glass of milk. The question my boss has just said to me is, if you were a chocolate bar, which chocolate bar best describes you as a character? I don't know.
BUCS is back, and it's bigger than ever.
We've got a man in the corner, and it's caught!
Can he hold them off? The roof will be raised in Breaststroke.
Like an enemy in the night, mission impossible for two.
Both teams hungry, desperate to win that title.
Glasses of milk for everyone all around afterwards, I think, and you should be milking every moment, and that's what we're going to introduce. Milk Every Moment, a new campaign to help students understand the benefit of milk on their sporting performance. An affordable, natural, versatile and widely available choice after exercise. Milk provides a whole host of nutrients, vitamins and minerals to help fuel your workouts. A great option if you are on a budget.
What's your favourite recipe to make using milk?
Mac and cheese. I was going to go with strawberry milk. Pancakes.
Yeah, nice.
With that in mind, let's talk about milk, and BUCS being proud to promote the Milk Every Moment campaign. Milk provides high quality protein which helps support muscle growth and repair, and B vitamins to assist with energy release. A glass of milk is great for refueling and repairing those tired muscles after a physical match.
Good afternoon, welcome to Ponds Forge. This, the BUCS Short Course Swimming Championships 2024. And we're in the Steel City for some enthralling action to come over the course of this mid-session on day 2. The action due to get underway very shortly indeed. And we've got a whole host of heats in the men's 100-metre freestyle in the South Pool of Ponds Forge. Jonathan Bell here talking you through the action, and Ewan Dunlop will be over on the other live stream in the North Pool, where the women have just taken to the pool left of the screen. And now here on the south side, it's time for these three men: Archie Pritchard, John Enright and Alex Hobbs, to take to the starting blocks. In fact, just the one of them will get underway in this heat, and it will be John Enright of Bradford who goes in lane 4. So a solo swim to kickstart the afternoon in what will be a very busy session. This the 100-metre freestyle heats, and there will be 23 of them. Do make sure you get in touch with us over the course of the day on the live stream. The comment section always available for you to share your thoughts, your feelings, your views, and of course well wishes for those coming up later on in the session. We'll be reading some of those out as the afternoon progresses. I'll also be making you aware as well of some of the great partnerships that BUCS has got for the swimming series this year, including the partnership with AHDB to deliver the Milk Every Moment campaign, and also our BUCS kit providers, New Balance. John Enright gets a really good reception as he touches in on 107.27 there, the Bradford swimmer. Never easy to go out alone, but he's got his bit out of the way. In the morning session, we did have quite a bit of action in the pool. It was about an hour long, where we had the 400 IM, of which the fastest heat will be swum later in the final session that starts at 4:30. And we also had 4 heats of the 100 free, the 50 fly and the 100 breast, as well as the 200 back. We ended the morning with the 4x50 freestyle relay, and it'll be same events in this session, but more heats where they came from. And we will also have as well the 800-metre freestyle at the end of what will be a jam-packed afternoon. So keep the live stream on. There'll be plenty for you to get your teeth stuck into on this Super Saturday in Sheffield. Next of which is heat number 2, and from lanes 1 to 8 we have Barlas Ozen, Ben Hodgson, Darren Paredes Flores, Oliver Wilde, Jack Chen, Sam Downey, Finn Griffin and Murray McGregor. And it's Barlas Ozen, lane 1, position 1. He's the only one to go sub 1 minute there, with a time of 59.7 for the King's swimmer. Heat 3 coming up next, and some of your messages coming through. Angus with a shout out to Callum Agnew, and Angus fancying a bit of a prediction there. Quite a bold statement that Callum will repeat his dominance of the competition. Connor's in touch, saying Louis superior to Flynn, controversial. And Michelangelo saying he wants to see Pierluigi in action. Francis with a shout out to Salford. Matt and Finn in the 100 free. Go on, lads. Great part of the world, Salford. Lane 0 here, we have Jonathan Houghton. Will Su in lane 1. James Johnson in lane 2. Makar Babenko in 3. Timur McKeeve in 4. Kieran Pratt in 5. Ethan Angel in 6th. Jamoud Bailey in 7th. Pierluigi Maffei in 8. And Jude Richardson in 9. Things hotting up in the pool, and it's so hard to call these heats, but well, Marka Babenko well out in front in lane 3, 56.04 for the winning time. Pierluigi Maffei, well, a couple of happy people on the live stream watching on there as he clocks 58.71. Timur Makiev has completed the top 3 of Heat 3.
This is Heat 4.
Where we go with Heat 4. The action coming thick and fast in Sheffield. From 0 to 9, Ben Murray-John, Gethin Pugh, Adam Colwell, Archie Tagg, Arthur Blois, Ilya Zip, Simon Bird, Ruben Hopkin, Rafael Santana, Harry Richardson. Green cap in lane 3, Archie Tagg of Leeds. Really scooping through with the left arm and pretty much level pegging with Ilya Zip from Bristol. And very little to split them in the end. 0.24 seconds in favour of Archie Tagg.
This is Heat 5.
Not like a shot there in lane 2 is Kieran Lennox of Aberdeen. Blimey, great start for him. Well out in front at the halfway point. As for the rest of the pool, lane 1 is Thomas Peel, who's pretty much level pegging with lane 8 on the near side. Yuga Imam Mustafa. You've also got in the centre a bit of a U-shape really. The likes of Daniel Lenton, Leo Callahan and Adam Miller, Jake Roberts, but it's all about Kieran Lennox, and it has been right from the start. 51.92. Goodness me, well down on the entry time and throwing down the gauntlet. Mustafa and Lenton completing the fastest trio in heat number 5 there. And on paper, we're not going to get a better, faster time than that based on the entry times until we get to the final 3 heats. So Kieran Lennox will be looking for your name later. Super swim. Great atmosphere in Ponds Forge for the next set of swimmers about to take to the pool. does feel like the crowd's woken up from what was, it felt like a sleepy Saturday morning. It's into the full thrust of the mid-session now. Louis Ryan's in the pool. A few of you watching on the live stream looking forward for that. Great crack in the chat. Great to see Louis Ryan thriving off it. Lane 1 taking the rest of the pool to task here. Calafra split 26.86. Rest of the pool pretty evenly stacked. Lane 5, Miles Harding of Newcastle probably has his nose just ahead of Thomas Dean in lane 3. Also looking at lane 8 and Harry Quinn as well. But lane 1, and they were building up Louis Ryan, and you can see why. Look at that, coasting in, 57.05. Harry Quinn leads the rest of the pool in quick succession with Miles Harding in 3rd, Jack Lynch in 4th. Plenty more entertainment to come. 0 to 9, David Graham, Toby Hardy, Benjamin Wilkinson, James Scammell, Michael Connery, Matt Kent, Josh Marchbank, Toma Takia Smith, Samuel Hurst and Jared Armstrong. And it's Toma Takiwa Smith of Southampton who is making a statement in the first half of that swim. Jared Armstrong in lane 9, leading the rest of the pool from the outside and pretty much in tandem with David Graham on the far. Trying to just sneak in lane 5, but it might be too late. Is Matt Kent, because well out in front is Toma Takiwa Smith, and we've had some really strong swims so far in this heat. And well, the latest one there from the Southampton swimmer, 54.85 the time. Flying through the heats. And here's your latest lineup: Tom Wicklow, Thomas Mann, Alfie Jones, Alex Davidson, Ethan Sang, Adam Broomfield, Oliver Hodgson, Callum Agnew, Freddie Fuller and Jack McGill. And I say Callum Agnew, the famous Callum Agnew, if YouTube's anything to go by. Plenty of support for the Aberdeen man in lane 7, who is one of 5 swimmers in this race to have entered on a time of slap bang 58 seconds. But the way the afternoon's gone so far, you would fancy quite a few of these to dip under that. Particularly the way that Freddie Fuller's gone about things in lane 8. He's got Callum Agnew right on his shoulder. On the far side as well, Tom Wicklow of Warwick, nearest to the spectators, just trying to drag things through on that anchor, but it's the front 2, and they're right next to each other in lanes 7 and 8 on the near side. Agnew in 7, Fuller in 8, crawling towards the finish. It was agonisingly close, and Fuller edges out Agnew, but as we predicted, well below the 58-second mark. Sub 56 there. Great swimming by the pair of them. And they'll be pretty darn chuffed with that one. Good mix of teams in here, with a bit of Sheffield and Manchester, Liverpool and Salford representing the Northern Unis. Nottingham Trent in the pool, Plymouth and Exeter as well from the southwest. Reading, Chichester, UCL. Good spread across the pool. It's on the near side, Matt Broughton of Salford in lane 9, and he's got a clear gap over everybody else here. Fine swim so far. Lucas Horton of Manchester Met in lane 1 might be the one to lead the rest home, but Matt Broughton has made light work of that one. 54.17. Some really good times. Each of these heats, someone's gone out and grabbed it by the scruff of the neck and really brought down their entry time that we may have expected them to hit. Well, this could go anyway as we hit heat number 10, and Joe Watkins of Durham is on the far side, then working towards the near. Rory Munn in 1, Rory King in 2, Kai Weeks in 3, Andrew Venter in 4, Ryan Wheeler in 5, Ben Hugh in 6, Finlay Goodsall in 7, Joseph Day in 8, Henry Hughes of Loughborough is in lane 9 and leading. Although not leading by quite as emphatically as the scoreboard suggested there, but nevertheless he is out in front, and it could all change on the final 25 turn for home. Kai Weeks of Bristol's in lane 3, he's well ahead of his teammate Rory King in lane 2. Can he get a finger in front of Henry Hughes at the wall? Yes, he can. 55.09, and quite squeezed at the top there. One of the closer heats that we've had so far. Hughes, Day and Venter, the quickest quartet. As we're flying through these men's 100-metre freestyle heats, near the halfway point of them now, if you are just joining us. Day 2, session 2 of the BUCS Short Course Swimming Championships 2024, part of the BUCS Swimming Series. And it is relentless here in Ponds Forge this afternoon. From 0 to 9, Prowse, Ward, Kirk, Goff, Page, McNicholas, Waite, Craig, Rodway and Orstick. And the churn at the halfway mark sees Harry Goff leading by just split time. He's a shred over 26 seconds. Can he be just as quick in the back half of the race? Harry Waite of St Andrews is his closest competitor. Both of them within half a second of one another. Goff from Waite, from Prowse from Craig. Oh, still yet to see a time that's beaten the 51 seconds that Kieran Lennox stunned us with earlier. Heat 5 that was, and well, we'll be looking to get around those times, you would think, as we get towards Heat 20 onwards, which we're not a million miles away from now. In the pool here, it's Sean McKennie, Kieran Williams, Felix Hale, Ewan Gray, Jack Milne, Adam Stephen, Guy Tinwell, Gregor Skinner, Emir Thomas and Nathaniel Zena. And it's unlikely to be anyone else but Felix Hale of Strathclyde. Quickest to the wall, 54.79. Ewan Gray and Gregor Skinner cannot be separated in third. Sean McKennie is in second. Some very even heats of late, not the latest of them. And away we go. Murray Prowse in 0, Flynn Mulligan in 1, Harry Manship in 2, Sonny Thomas in 3, Martin van Domselaar in 4, Thomas Porter goes in lane 5, Archie Barker in 6, Zach Westhead in 7, Leonardo Arrigoni in 8 and Ben Platt in lane 9. Very even stuff as we reach the final quarter of this one. Harry Manship in lane 2 from Oxford. He's the oldest in the pool and he entered this event with a time of 56.01. He is the leader. He is level with Martin van Domselaar and Zach Westhead that will try and push him close, but Manship holds on. 54.46 is the time that wasn't to be beaten in that heat. Still messages coming through. Shaquille wishing luck to the Birmingham lads. Oliver wishing luck to Adrian Ting in heat 16, which is just around the corner. Ed's watching from Auckland, down under, and wishes Royal Holloway good luck, particularly to Miles. And Sachin Tethi is the one here who is out like a shot in the opening half of this one. Rest of the pool pretty level and decent on the outside from Ewan Beatty of Aberdeen in 0. But Sheffield Hallam's Sachin Tethi is, well, at the moment, the clear leader. He won't be caught. All about the time that he sets here. 52.71, one of the best we've seen so far in the event. Semple and Cressy Rogers in second and third respectively. Things hotting up in Ponds Forge as heat 15 comes around. From 0 to 9 here, we have Lenny Page from Manchester, Robin Carnegie from Cardiff Met, Flynn Ryan of Cambridge, Harrison Turner from Sheffield, Alex Kirbison from Lincoln, Manchester's Johnny Milner's in 5 and leading at the halfway point. Cameron Doran of Strathclyde is in 6, from Leeds Beckett in 7 is Daniel Kendall, Owen Harding of East Anglia is in lane 8, and rounding things off from Dundee in 9 is Ewan McLeod. Dominant display from Johnny Milner of Manchester. That's a statement, isn't it? 51-8, new leader in the event. Lenny Page and Harrison Turner putting in a very good shift indeed, and very close to one another in terms of those two times there. Just under 54.5. Plenty of support for Birmingham's Adrian Ting in the next heat, entering this event with a time of 54.8. That's the same as Callan Weir. Also in this heat from Durham in 0 is Adam Drew. In 1 from Portsmouth is Darian de Klerk. Rio Rogers in 2 from East London. 3 from Brooks is Andy Lunis. We mentioned Adrian Ting there, down the centre in lane 4. Will he be the man to beat, or will it be Callan Weir of Strathclyde in 5? Lane 6 from Newcastle, Dominic Morgan. Wojciech Gavuch of Leeds in 7. Alex Peaty of Southampton in 8. And in 9 from Southampton is Sam Wiles. Adrian Ting quick out the blocks there, down the middle, and wasting no time at all. This threatens to be total domination. The rest of the pool pretty level. Far side, Adam Drew's had a good first half to the race, as have the two Southampton swimmers on the near side, PT in 8, Wiles in 9. But the way that Adrian Ting is going about his business here, he looks like he's clearly going to set the new fastest time in this event. We'll have to see how his final 25 shapes up, but he's furiously kicking and the arms look strong. And this looks to be our best swim of the event so far, and there we have it, 50.36. Super stuff from Adrian Ting of Birmingham. Alex Peaty second, Adam Drew in third, Sam Wiles in the conversation as well. Well, that was pretty good going. We can follow up that performance there in the next heat. Heat 17, in case you're losing track. Stand by if you're here for the men's 50 fly. Not long to go until that, probably the next 5 to 10 minutes. 18 heats of that event. Then we've got the men's 100 breast, bit of 200 back, freestyle event, and then the 800 free. So plenty to come between now and the end of this session. And the final session tonight, if you're already preparing for it, 4:30 the start time there. And you can catch it all on the YouTube channel here at the BUCS Short Course Swimming Champs in Sheffield. Sheffield's where it's at, and if you're Luca Morelli in lane 4, it's where you're about to get the fastest time of heat 17, 53.34. Maximus Shaw half a second behind, and with him all the way, Ewan Curry is in third. Such a competitive event with 23 heats and all jostling to be in their respective finals later on. And just shows you with the entry times that it's not necessarily true to form, and actually a lot of the entry times just enough to get through to this event, but the true potential of each of these swimmers really comes out to the fore once they're in the pool here at Ponds Forge, where many great swimmers have conquered over the years and will do so this weekend as well. Now, throw a bank, chuck a blanket over these lot, lane 4, and Jack Pallant of Margin looks to be marginally in front, and he is 52.83, hundredth of a second ahead of Hugo Bellamy. Jonathan Mullet in the centre of that as well. Very tight swimming, and we've seen the dominant performances so far in this event, those that have gone out in front, and it doesn't matter where anybody else is in the pool, they'll just charge on and get a super time. But it's great to have those races where rival swimmers are pushing each other all the way to get the best time possible. Great for us watching on. Long may it continue. Here they come with Sam Akers in 0, Luke Barton in 1, Leon Rumble in 2, Dylan Broom in 3, Sandy Jarvis in 4, Ben Thorpe in lane 5, Jake Christen in 6, Francis Dyson in 7, James Channels in 8, and Ewan Allen in lane 9. Halting up between Francis Dyson in 7 and James Channels in 8. Keep your eyes on those two lanes. Keep your eye on lane 7. Francis Dyson, 51.68. Made that look pretty comfortable, and it's one of the best times we've had so far, and we're into the final 4 heats now, so it should get really quick. Heat 20, and it has been enthralling from Heat 1. Oxford's Max Anderson-Loke is in 0. From Nottingham in 1 is Sami Kadrawi. East Anglia's Callum Cox in 2. Queen Mary's Jan Poulton in 3. In 4 from East Anglia is Sam Rose. 5 from Strathclyde is Michael Flynn. 6 from Sheffield Hallam is Jack Stretton. 7 from Imperial is Enrico Vittori. 8 from Aberdeen, Mattis Midia. And 9 from Oxford is Samuel Nicholas. No, it's not. It's Samuel Nichols. And in lane 4, it's Sam Rose. He's leading. He wins it. 51.23, 6/10 of a second ahead of Sam Kadrawi. Great to see plenty of you watching on the live stream. Keep your comments coming in and let us know who you're looking out for as the session goes on. Plenty of familiar names will be cropping back up again for their second or maybe even third swims of the day. Bearing in mind those that will have swum on day 1 as well on Friday here in Sheffield. Into the final 3 heats, and this is where we begin to see some of those that can really stake a claim for the fastest heats. Of course, it's heat 23 where we'll have the fastest qualifier for this event, Finlay Strachan of Glasgow. Look forward to seeing him, and well, I think if you came here thinking your entry time would be good enough to make a final, you might have to think twice about that based on some of the swims we've seen so far. See how this race goes with Jack Abram in 0, Yasser Hassan in 1, Tom Rochelle in 2, Ruben White in 3, Ollie Winter in 4, Dylan Wolven in 5, Louis Dove in 6, Alex Bainbridge in 7, Christos Manoli in 8 and Chris Lambert in 9. Oh, that's close between lanes 6 and 8. Louis Dove and Christos Manoli separated by just over 1/10 of a second. In Ponds Forge, I can hear a vuvuzela. Hopefully it's used responsibly, because when vuvuzelas become incessant, it becomes intolerable. But well, whoever they're giving support to, they're making themselves known here with Thomas Sumner in 0, Greer van der Meulen in 1, Adam Ritchie in 2, Ollie Dade in 3, Jeremy Williams in 4, Finlay Sang in 5, James Rolliston is the Sheffield Hallam man in 6, in 7, and close to the front there, Elwyn Davies at the halfway point. He's from Birmingham. Alexander Volkovoy of Cambridge is in 8, and Samuel McCarthy of Cardiff is in lane 9. Let's have a look at lane 3. Ollie Dade of Bath. Can he keep the lead? Good turn on lane 0 from Thomas Sumner on the far side, and perhaps even better still, the lanes 7 and 8, Elwyn Davies and Alexander Volkovoy, who have been towards the front throughout, but can they make a late burst, or will it be Ollie Dade who takes it? It will indeed. 51.44. Very much now stabilising at 51 seconds or so are our heat winners at this point of the event. Let's see if any of them can go sub that in this final heat, heat 23. By the end of this race, there'll be nothing more that the swimmers can do to get a place at any of the finals races for this event after 4:30 this afternoon. So it's now or never for Jimmy Taylor in lane 0, Charlie Meek in 1, Gabe McCartan in 2, Alex Harron runs in 3 with Finlay Strachan in 4. Going in 5, Fabian Brudnicki, James Dakin in 6, Anthony Fock in 7, Ben Newell in 8, and it's Adam Tabernacle in 9. Bold swimming in lane 5 from Fabian Brudnicki. Can he set a time here that sends out a statement to the rest of the competition? We've seen some excellent times so far in this event. Adrian Ting, one of those right at the top of the standings as far as the event is concerned. And Fabian Brudnicki says has some of that, 50.24, half a second ahead of his nearest competitor, Finlay Strachan. A quick final heat and a fitting way to round off a very competitive start to the afternoon session.
And South Forward is the open male 50 metres butterfly heat 1.
Moving on to the 50 fly then. 18 heats to come. Fastest time in this event coming into it, 25.31, and the BUCS short course record is 22.83. Banks, Skelly, Broomfield and Zenny in this heat. And just Zenny in lane 6 from Surrey, one of our para swimmers here this weekend. His S7 classification and 35.07. He could do better than that, but still decent brisk pace from him. It's Ethan Banks that takes heat 1 with 30.91 the time. Improvement on his entry time there, the Leicester swimmer.
The North Pole heat 8.
The pool cleared and the runners and riders for the next heat are anxiously waiting for their turn in the pool. The starts for these swims are done in succession, with the parallel pool running to the left of the screen. The North Pool, where the women are taking their competition. So just to wait for the signal, which gives me ample time to tell you about the BUCS partnership with the AHDB. It's the Milk Every Moment campaign that you may have seen. Swimmers here at Ponds Forge being encouraged to be aware, really, of the benefits of milk, which naturally contains the nutrients that helps with the refueling, repair and rehydration in the recovery after a race. You can't beat a pint of cold milk. Some of the students may argue otherwise when Saturday evening comes around here in Sheffield, but tell you what, once they're at the pool, why not? Also, the exclusive partnership that BUCS have with New Balance as teamwear partner really is something to be shouting about. There's the bespoke kits to meet personal requirements. It's really easy as well if you do know a loved one who is into that kind of personalised merch. You can head to BUCS-shop.com and order your short course swimming kit for 2024. Back to the action. And a very scattered swim with Timon Strzelecki taking that one. 29.93 ahead of Kieran Pratt. Getting Pugh up there as well in the conversation. Bit more of a build-up of anticipation in this 50 fly event. Just the wait between heats. Always interesting how the athletes deal with that extra weight in time, and they might all have different approaches and different mindsets to it, but you ask them the question, they'd all rather be straight in the pool and getting on with the business rather than doing the waiting around beforehand. It's part of the experience. A lot of these swimming for as long as they have now will be very used to having their own ways of preparing. All lanes occupied from 1 to 9. And again, anyone's guess as to who will take it. It's Preston van der Vos on the far side. 28.55 there. Ruben Hopkin unable to be the quickest in that heat like he was on paper going into it. So UCL's Preston van der Vos, who was the oldest in that heat. He was the quickest as well. There we go. Straight away, cracking on with heat 4 from 0 to 9. James Jennings, Jack Chen, Chukwuemeka Okeke, Jonathan Mullet, Kian Daligan, Joel Sumner, Alfie Smithson, Timur Makiev, Jacques Trousdale and Louis Zermeno. Jonathan Mullet of Durham. Bang, into the wall he goes. Beautifully done. 27.5. And, well, as far as this distance goes, that is emphatic ahead of the rest of the pool, with Chukwuemeka Okeke leading the rest of the competition. Home with his time of 28.44. Well, we've got the universities of York, Plymouth, Newcastle, Bournemouth, Kiel, Durham, Salford and Manchester Met represented in this one. And it's one of the Salford lads, Matt Broughton, on the near side, who leads out the pool, and he's threatening here to be the outside shot to take the heat. In fact, looks pretty certain that he will do. Strong from front to back, and a time of 26.07 to boot. How about that from Matt Broughton, with Lewis Horton in second, Joshua Prowse in third. Very dominant indeed from Matt Broughton there, and looks like Francis is happy about that. Third of the way through the heats. Thomas, Gillett, Walsh, Hopkins, Popham, Virakal, Amara Singh, Venter, Ryan, Holman are off. They are off, and it is lane 6. Kitmal Amra Singh from Southampton. 28.6 was the time you're both coming into this, but as we've seen today, those times are just getting crushed. 27.03 for him. Roman Virakal in quick succession leading home the rest of the pool, the likes of Connor Walsh and Louis Ryan. And that's the lineup for the next heat. So much swimming in this jam-packed schedule for our referees and officials to oversee. As ever, we thank them for their industrious work on poolside as they get a good dunking when the athletes dive into the pool, and they're studiously clocking those times. Ben Clayton will get the fastest of them in this heat, 26.9. Henry Hughes and James Goodwin second and third respectively. Time for the lads in Heat 8 to say, let's have it, with Jared Armstrong in lane 0, Greg McVicker in 1, Fraser McLaughlin in 2, James Harding in 3, Hayden Hoole in 4, Alex Thompson in 5, Ahmed Syed in 6, Mehdi Habri in 7, Aidan Watson in 8, Thomas Jevons is the man in 9. Very much nip and tuck. Lane 4, Hayden Hoole of Brunel, the only one in this heat to get sub 28 on the entries. And if you look at the pool there, top half of them, in fact the front 5, managing to do that in Sheffield. It's a quick pool, and we're seeing some very decent times. In lane 1, it's Fletcher of Sheffield Hallam, 2, Bachelor of Exeter, 3, Chen of Imperial, 4, Monk of Bournemouth, 5, Tong of Cardiff, 6, Zip of Bristol, 7, Keegan of Edge Hill, 8, Mulligan of Bath, and 9, Goff of Durham. Matthew Bachelor raging through there from Exeter in the green cap, head down to the wall, 26.97. Keegan followed by Zip, the front 3. And that will do nicely. That takes us into the double figures now in these heats. Heat 10, Boyko, Appleby, Adamson, Ryan, Grothier, Hekmati Moghadam, Vittori, Papic, Turner, Agnew. Agnew on the near side, he's had a good start to the afternoon. Middle lanes as well, Grothier, then Hekmati Moghadam. Hekmati Moghadam ousted by Agnew. Callum Agnew has done it. And aren't they delighted? Grothier in 3rd. As the horns go blaring out across Ponds Forge now. Another good swim from Callum Agnew of Aberdeen. Boy, do they like him here. Well, this should be a good one because we've got Mate Kovac in 0, Adam Drew in 1, Aidan Lightfoot in 2, Alexander Harness in 3, Cameron Badams in 4, Finn Bremner in 5, Martin van der Sommerla in 6, Daniel Fernandes in 7, Dominic Morgan in 8, and Peter Weston Burt in 9. Tight start. Adam Drew ahead by a shred, the Durham swimmer, 27.5 was his entry time coming into this. Then we get the surge from the centre, Finn Bremner and Martin van der Sommerla, both with intent, and Finn Bremner takes it. 26.42. Very, very marginally ahead of Adam Drew there, who went out strong and got his just reward with that time. What a start to the afternoon session at Ponds Forge then. If you are just joining us, welcome. Won't judge you for missing the first half of the afternoon at the BUCS Short Course Swimming Championships 2024, of course part of the BUCS Swimming Series. One part of the trilogy of BUCS swimming events this year, where of course we have this, the short course champs, the long course champs through the course of the year as well, and the team championships, which are always a right laugh if you've ever had the pleasure of being a part of that before. Always good fun, these BUCS events, and they always bring out some super swims as well. Harvey Maunders in lane 4, looking very purposeful here, pretty level with Carl Durand. Oh, isn't that close? Harvey Maunders, ultimately though, the only one to get under 26 seconds. It's enough to make him the fastest in heat number 12. Who will take centre stage in heat 13? Will it be Laurie Seymour, Rory Munn, Luke Fowle, Safwan Al-Kamani, Keegan Clough, Joseph Day, Rio Rogers, Harry Manship, Goose Fakada, Luke Black? Look at that in lane 0 on the far side. Laurie Seymour seemingly under the radar there from Exeter. Not anymore. 26.09 and sets his stall out to the rest of the pool with Luke Fowle and Safwan Al-Kudmani in the top 3. You just never know what's around the corner. What we do know is that it's heat 14. If you are here for the men's 100 breast, stand by. There's 5 more of these heats to go, and then we are coming in hot. Marshall, Brubaker, Bradley, Dobney, Rumble, Barton, Nutter, Lowe, Herbert, Bernard. This looks pretty clear-cut in favour of Benjamin Nutter of Bristol. Look at that, 25.8. You'll be delighted with that. All second better than his entry time. That's what it's all about. Of course, as you're aware, because you're watching it, that the BUCS Short Course Swimming Championship is being live streamed on YouTube. You can also watch it back as well at your leisure. All the action from Friday on day 1 available on demand, and it will be the case for the entirety of the weekend's action as well. Make sure to follow at BUCS Sport on Instagram and on X to see the highlights from the weekend. And use the hashtag BUCSSwim to get involved in the conversation and share your best snaps. Luke Ibbison with a moment to remember by taking heat 15. It's getting faster and faster out there. Do join us for the final session as well at 4:30, where myself, Jonathan Bell, I'll be joined by Ewan Dunlop, who's currently over on the North Pool stream. And that's because all the races in the final session will be in the North Pool. So that will be electric. This will be close, and Hugo Bellamy in lane 9 looks good, doesn't he, on the near side, 25.6 of Ewan Cowan and Timon Chapman. Penultimate heat. And it hots up because we have Georgios Manolopoulos in lane 0, Henry Moore in 1, Daniel Taylor in 2, Dylan Wolven in 3, Boxien To in 4, Josh Arbuckle in 5, Zach Walmsley in 6, Jack Sadbury in 7, Ollie Dade in 8, and Adel Akeli in 9. No, lane 9. Jack Sadbury of Swansea in 7. Really close in the centre. Good push from Boxien To on the turn, but it's next to him and Dylan Wolven who takes it. How about that for a final 25? By a fingernail. What a day we've had of it so far. Always a great event here in Sheffield. Fair play to the swimmers for the show that they put on. What will Alex Chiriak, Alex Black, Leo Pollock, Sachin Teti, Burke Emre, Payka, Callum Raymond, Alex Bainbridge, Daniel Edgar, Joseph Sadler and Thomas McDermott produce here. Tight first 25 on the turn, and it is all about that turn. That's probably what's going to decide it here, because it's so close. It is so close. Lanes 2, lanes 3, lanes 8. It's Josie Sadler in 8 of Liverpool, John Moores. He's pipped to it by Leo Pollock from Nottingham. 25-8. That was very tight. Well, he's nodding along, very pleased with himself though, Joseph Sadler. I don't blame him, because as that heat went on and as the event went on, the times just got better and better, and plenty of PBs, certainly improvements on entry times, and lots of optimism for those who progress to the final session later on today. "100-metre breaststroke time now. Number heat 1 very shortly.
In the North Hall, heat 4.
100-metre breaststroke, 50 metres gone, 50 metres to go for our 4 swimmers in the pool here. Finn Richards in lane 2 from Northumbria. Jian Lim of Harriet Watt in 3. 4 from UCL is Robert Perrault. And in lane 6 from Bang is Thomas Bolshot. Look at that, Jean Lim and Robert Perrault. Barely anything to separate them. In the end, it's 0.03 of a second that does it.
Southport, heat 2.
Well, that might make some noise in front of the camera, but it's a better noise than a vuvuzela. Plenty of support coming from Ponds Forge for the swimmers, and there's plenty of them in Heat 2. Nat Hopkins of Newcastle goes in lane 0. In lane 1 from Cambridge, William Stiles, Toby Lill of Liverpool in 2. Got in lane 3 is Aberdeen's Taron Murphy. Lane 4 from Imperial is Carrie Ann. Adam Scrutton from Liverpool, John Moores in 5. In 6 from UCL is Preston van der Vos. Pak Lok Louis of Queen Mary in 7. Sachin Mahendra Kumar of Southampton is in 8, and Lincoln Kung of Warwick is in lane 9. So most of the swimmers here, they're in keeping with one another. It's very interesting on the breaststroke. Some rapidly bobbing their heads up and down out of the water, some taking the longer strokes approach, and Adam Scrutton's one of them, and it works a treat. 1:13.35. Ultimately sees him come to the fore. Few familiar names in Heat 3 now, with Max Thomas of Lincoln, Josh Marchbank of Strathclyde, and Clayton of Sheffield, Michael Percy of HSU, Jad Idris of Kings, Jamie Quantrill of Strathclyde, Oliver Poulson's from Kiel. Then got the 2 Liverpool teammates, Ollie Covell and Rhys Green. And James Hargreaves of Surrey's in lane 9. This pool is separating itself out, and separating themselves from the rest is Ollie Covell in 7 and Luca Garton in lane 2. How much awareness do they have of one another? Who knows? But they both head to the red zone at a pretty similar time. Who's going to get to the wall first? And it does favour Ollie Covell. Really nice swimming there at the front from him, and Ben Clayton should be impressed with himself as well. Good times that. Well ahead of everyone else. There's a really good pace to this event as well, when you consider that the men and the women are split in different pools. It means that the progress made event to event is rapid. It also means the recovery time isn't quite there. So it's a test of resilience, it's a test of recovery. Test of how these athletes go about refueling from race to race, from swim to swim. And they manage it because the quality on show is always prevalent. What do we have here then? Lane 0 from Dundee, Finley Bailey. In 1 from Manchester is Tom Garner. 2 from HSU, Luca Garton. In 3 from Warwick, Benjamin Wilkinson. In lane 4 and lane 6, we have a couple of Strathclyde swimmers to watch out for. Angus Young's in 4, Daniel Ritchie's in 5, Aaron Wharton's in the middle of them, he's from Northumbria. Then at 7 is Oxford Rory Bristol. Christopher Justice from Northumbria is in 8, and Fraser Buxton from Bath in 9. Look at that, lane 8, Christopher Justice from Northumbria. Crikey, 105.45. Thumbs up, yeah, well in. Well in, great swim, and that sets the stall out for the rest of the heat, because I'm looking here and only 3 swimmers in the remainder of the event have got entry times quicker than that. We know they're going to go faster and more of them will be in contention, but don't think we expected to swim that quick in heat 4. Well, Ian Tan is getting some support from Samuel Tang. Big shout out there for the extra swimmer going in lane 0 here. As for the rest of the pool, it's Liam Smith from Bath in 1. In 2 from Oxford, Ellis Knowles. Alec George is swimming in lane 3 for Lancaster. There's the Durham duo of Thomas Power and Matthias Pospisil in 4 and 5 respectively. 6 from Kiel, Luke Whitten. 7 from Bangor, Jack Senior. 8 from Marjon is Austin Everett, and Oliver Gillett from Salford in 9. Well, lane 8 is where it's at the moment. Austin Everett following suit after that super swim in lane 4 we saw from Christopher Justice. Won't be quite the same time, far from it, but he's the one taking the rest of the pool to task. Jack Senior fighting back for Bangor, and we might have something in lane 4 from Thomas Power here that makes him 3rd fastest in the heat. Some pretty tight times around the board, 107s and 108s with a sprinkle of 109s, including Ian Tan. So I hope he's made the family happy there. The Bulldogs are in touch, giving their support to Charlie. Ollie's getting the backing as well there in that last race. Of course he was, from Francis. And plenty of support in Ponds Forge for the next set of competitors from 0 to 9. Morgan Kitto, Ewan Gray, Joe Burns, Alex Stewart, Jamie O'Connor, Jack Milne, Will Sutcliffe, Sam Mead, Ted Bailey and George Satchwell. Great support online and in the venue here in Ponds Forge. We love to see it, we love to hear it, we love to feel it, and the swimmers certainly, whether they know about it when they're in the pool or when they watch it back, it will come across to them as well. They're just doing what they're good at. And halfway here, Sam Mead is looking very good in the pool at the 100-metre breaststroke. George Satchwell of Warwick, he's on the near side in lane 9 and he's ticking along decently. There's a good battle between Satchwell, Bailey in 8 and Mead in 7. Then we start to see a bit of a push coming from the rest of the pool. Where will Jamie O'Connor in lane 4 finish? And Ewan Gray, who's trying to put the foot down. Also Alex Stewart in lane 3. It's actually Jack Milne in lane 5 who was the best of the rest on that far side, but 1, 3 and 2 on the nearer. Mead, Bailey and Satchwell. good battle between those two, and kept each other going there. Plenty of noise coming from poolside, usually from coaches, the kind of noises you only ever get near a swimming pool. Right then, heat 7. Nick Botha in 0. He's from Southampton. George Lovelock from Durham in 1. Joe Vickers from Southampton in 2. They have Bristol's Julian Lee in 3. Completing the Southampton trio, we have Oliver Blight in lane 4. In 5 from Kings is Lewis Dawson. 6 from Durham, Atticus Strickland. 7 and 8 from Lancaster, McKinley Houghton and Thomas Beach, and George Berwick of Sheffield Hallam is in lane number 9. Swimmers out there looking like they've just been chucked in the pool and scattered around, and it's fallen favourably for Julian Lee in 3, who's had to work for this advantage. Heat 9's a couple of minutes away, folks. Hannah looking forward to heat 7 here, and she was supporting George. Not sure if it was Lovelock or Berwick. Lovelock finishing 4th, Berwick finishing 6th, but Julian Lee ultimately out on top ahead of Lewis Dawson, and finished in 2nd. So heat 8 coming up. We're into the final 3 heats of this event, and then just to mark your card for the rest of the afternoon, we've got the 200 back, 3 heats of that, 4x50 freestyle, relay, 6 heats of that, and then we'll finish with a couple of swims of the 800 free. Of course Hannah was supporting George Lovelock. Clue was probably in her name. But you never want to assume. And, well, no assuming who's going to go out and take this one in Heat 8, because Toby Ransom's in lane 0, and you look at the start made there by Matthew Yeomans in 1. Luke Rowley, Timon Chapman, Cole Mason, Nathan Young, David Blair, Max Pelosi and Callum Slagter all giving it the best they've got. Good going from Matthew Yeomans of Northumbria. Lane 3, Timon Chapman emerging there for East Anglia. Bit of space really between those two and everybody else, and makes for a good time, doesn't it? 104.36. Just what the doctor ordered. Penultimate heat up next. Some big name universities in this: Oxford, and Manchester, Edinburgh, Sheffield, Hallam, Portsmouth, Dundee, Aberdeen, Surrey. They're all represented in this one. And they're being represented by Jonathan Dye in 0, Alex Beard in 1, Sam Lo Ching Young in 2, Callum Aitchison in 3, Sam Cornish in 4, Johan Delahaye in 5. It's Callum Nurse getting support in lane 6 of this one online, and the Manchester Met swimmer doing all right. Coming towards the halfway point. Just ahead of him is Austin Williams to his right-hand side, the Edinburgh swimmer there, just turning. And in second spot at the midway interval. And then lane 8, David Smythe of Dundee. All about Sam Cornish, this, the Sheffield swimmer. 1:06 was the entry time. He's gonna bring down that time, but by how much? Well down on this turn for home, and very much in command. He's touched the wall. It's 1:03.48. Austin Williams, and then Callum Aitchison, and then the rest of them follow suit. .1:03.48. Well, what will this last heat offer? Quickest swim we've ever had in a BUCS short course 100-metre breaststroke was 58.07. That was set in 2018 by a fella called James Wilby of Loughborough. Might ring a bell, that. Tokyo silver medalist, of course, James Wilby. One of the many big names to have come through the BUCS short course circuit over the years. Heat 10, final heat. Who can set the best time here? Good support for the Salford lads. Hayden Woolley, the latest to enter the fray. He's in lane 9 on the near side. On the far side, Zach Westhead is in 0. Let's have a look at those in between, as Hayden's going strong, isn't he? Halfway through. So from 1 to 8, James Elscombe, Isaac Hall, Ben Rogers, Jacob Hudson, Nathaniel Shanubi, Ben Fielder, Willem Davidson and Dylan Abalencia. But this is Hayden Woolley's, and you look at the best time that we've had so far, 1:03.48. How close to that can he get? Lane 6 as well, Ben Fielder really cracking the whip as we get to the final stretch. Strong swim from Hayden Woolley, 1:04.16. So it'll be interesting exactly how the finals list lies later, because we've got a right mixed bag of times there, and generally speaking pretty close to one another as well. So yeah, fascinating event, and ends with a Hayden Woolley victory. So there'll be quite a few pleased about that watching on the live stream. Two pools in action there, waiting for the rest of the afternoon session to commence. In the South Pool, in the men's competition, we will next have the 200-metre backstroke. There are 3 heats to come before the relays come round, and they will come round. If you want to watch the female competition, we do have the parallel stream running for the North Pool with Ewan Dunlop talking you through the action there. But if you want to stay here with us, then feel free to, because we would love your company. It's the South Pool, it's the men's competition, and here we go with the 200-metre backstroke. 3 heats to come This the first of them, and the three men taking to the floor are Ben Overland, Sam Prince and Carl Savas, and they'll all be looking to go sub 220 if they can. Ben Overland is in lane 3, he's of Kiel. Sam Prince of York is in lane 4, and lane 5 from Imperial is Carl Savas. Halfway point, Ben Overland over and above everybody else by a second ahead of Carl Savas. Sam Prince is the one in their wake right now. All about times, but you want to win your heat. Good bounce in the way Carl Savas is attacking this one. He's the eldest of the three in the pool. It's a really close run thing, but seems to be a bit of momentum about Carl Savas. Certainly a test of Ben Overland's mettle here. Final turn for home for those two. Sam Prince focused on doing the best that he can and getting as close to the entry that he set of 2:19.11. Overland and Savas will smash their entries by quite a few seconds. Carl Savas then touching in fastest in that heat on 2:17.1. Ben Overland on 2:17.58. Not Sam Prince's best time out in the water there, 2:35.9, but doesn't need to worry about that. Plenty of opportunities to put it right in other events. Well, the Bulldogs will be watching on in this one because Charlie's up in lane 0 for Sheffield. Hallam on the far side. Rest of the pool, Toby Fotheringham of Lancaster, Danielle Louv of Manchester, Craig Stovin of Cardiff, Robert Carnegie of Cardiff Met, Elliot Watts, Jonathan Brooks is in 5. In 6 from Oxford is Benham Cobb. 7 from Harriet Watt is Connor Walsh. Maybe not. And Ethan Billinge of Lancaster is definitely in lane 8 because he's there in the pool and he's about to get going. So no lane 4, no lane 7, but the rest of them are underway in heat 2. Strong start in lane 2 from Ewan McDonald. He's from Glasgow. To 11.36, should I say, is actually Manchester's Daniel Louv. There it is. That's his name. That's him at the halfway point on 101.41. Craig Stovin and Ethan Billinge then, the rest of the front three, but pretty staggered between that front pack at the moment. It's the rest of the pool that are pretty close together in a line of 3. With the backstroke as well, you might have a decent idea of your periphery. You might feel the waves coming towards you just to understand how those on the either side of the rope might be in proximity to you. But it's not until you make that turn that you really get a sense of just how close your nearest rivals may well be. Certainly in terms of geography, maybe not in terms of standing. And Daniel Luev doesn't have much of a clue about the rest of the pool right now because of the distance he has over everybody else, but he's cracking on and he's leading by a handsome margin. Joanne wishing Ewan good luck in the next race. It is in the next race. He's up the starting block there that Daniel Luev has just touched in at and got the best time of that heat, and best time of the event so far, 2:10.58. Well clear of everyone else. Well done, Daniel. Craig Stovin and Ethan Billinge under the 2:20 mark, and tricky one for some of our other swimmers. Not going quite as quick as their entry times may suggest they would, but it's a really tough event, and particularly when you've already swam already today. Talked about the tough recovery and the quick change into the next event. Very much easier said than done, but makes it all the more impressive for those that are out there and giving it as good as they've got. Right, it's the last individual race for now before we go on to the relays. So let's have a look at this field that has Finlay Williams of Leeds in 0, Andrew Gore of Cardiff in 1, Ewan McDonald of Glasgow in 2, Jack Goldfinch of Nottingham Trent in 3, Joel Morley from Liverpool John Moores in 4, Gregor Bunny of Bath in 5, Alexander Colverbois of Southampton in 6, in 7 from Manchester Met is Ethan Randall, in 8 from Wolverhampton Cameron Badams, and Fergus Woodward of Leeds in 9. And they're away and it's close to start off with. Marginally in front is Joel Morley in 4, but don't be surprised if this one goes all the way. You can see the activity on poolside. Look at that. That's the relay teams rocking into town. Probably as many on poolside right now as there are in the spectator gallery. It's a healthy challenge for the officials to get them all lined up and properly placed for the start. And well, we've been very prompt so far today as we come towards the final few furlongs of this afternoon session. Let's check in on the field. Joel Morley ahead of Ethan Randall, and then Jack Goldfinch. And the rest of the pool, it's close, isn't it? Because Finlay Williams in 0, Andrew Gore in 1. You've got the simultaneous turns pretty much there of 6 and 8, Calverbour and Badams. But the focus is on the front. The focus is on Ethan Randall of Manchester Met. He's leading Jack Goldfinch and Joel Morley. Great turn from Randall there. He's bought himself a bit of time that he may well need. Again, he might turn here. I was going to say he might turn here and have a look to the right, but he doesn't. So he doesn't know really where he is ahead of everyone else. It's all about keep going at your own race, get the best time you possibly can, and see where you end up in the mixer. Jack Goldfinch, good finish as well from Andrew Gore, but it's been about Ethan Randall pretty much from start to finish there. Joel Morley just sneaks ahead of Gore, who gave a spirited second half to that swim. Jack Goldfinch is second and the nearest rival to Randall in the end, but yeah, some really good swims out there. Ewan McDonald in 5th, just ahead of Alexander Calverbour. So competitive stuff across the board as we move on to the freestyle event. Some of the action there in the North Pool. Well, they're just about underway with their relays. On the south side, though, we hold our breath and we look forward to the men's 4x50 free team event. 6 heats to come, plenty of carnage ahead, and heat 1 is just around the corner.
Next up, it's the open male 200-meter freestyle team event in the Southport heat 1. Once again, the Southport heat 1.
Here we go, and we expected 3 teams in this heat. We've got more than that now, which is more the merrier. So Lancaster go in lane 2, Chester in 3, Harriet Watt in 4, Sheffield in 5, and then Lancaster have got another one of their teams out in 6. So Lancaster have chucked a couple of teams forwards. Let's see if either of them will reign supreme in this opening heat. Suggestion so far is yes, they will, because in lane 2, Lancaster 1 have gone flying out of the traps, and halfway through they've got quite a seemingly unassailable advantage ahead of Lancaster 2. Then it's close in the middle, lanes 4 and 5, Harriet Watt and Sheffield. Chester slightly in their wake, but some lovely changeovers here from Lancaster. They are the team to stop. They are the teams to stop, and neither of them will be. And Lancaster 1, it's almost like a procession, not that they're treating it like that, because look at the kicking going on there on the far side. Plenty of spray, plenty of enthusiasm and effort, and plenty of joy that they will win the first heat of this event. It's a Lancaster 1, 2, Sheffield 3 in 3rd. Plenty more teams to come in heat number 2 with Liverpool, Bournemouth, Chichester, Nottingham Trent, Northumbria, Queen Mary, Harriet Watt, Reading and Aberystwyth. Some support on the stream from Darren. He wants Bournemouth to win. And they've got a couple of teams going in this event. They've got Bournemouth 2 going in lane 1. And then Bournemouth 1 going in lane 4, in heat 4. So plenty to keep an eye out for there. Tight tussle at the top though. And it comes in the courtesy of Queen Mary in lane 5 and Harriet Watt in lane 6. Interesting changeover, half a second splitting them. Northumbria 3rd. Bournemouth not out of the conversation by any stretch. When you look at that tug of war on the far side, it's all about getting the best possible time here. Keep pushing. Lane 5, Queen Mary, 1:40.07. Victorious time there, ahead of Harriet Watt and Chichester. UCLan, Royal Hall, bang up, Glasgow 1 and 2 there. Cambridge, Strathclyde, Kent, Warwick and Dundee, heat 3. Getting giddy out there. Plenty of excitement in the stands, watching on, cheering for the respective teams. We hope you're enjoying it on the live stream as well. So much drama, so much action, and so much to come later on today as well after these freestyle events. Got the 800 free, and then that will round off the session. And the finals tonight at 4:30. You do not want to miss it, you really don't. Seriously don't. UCLan not going to plan, is it, on the far side? No lane 1 in this heat. Bangor looking good, just under a second behind Glasgow 1. They're in lane 4, and Dundee on the near side, giving it a right good go. It's a strong start to the second half of the relay for them. Who else can come on the scene? Who else can get among the conversation? Who else can challenge this Glasgow 1 team who are getting stronger? Look at the arms swinging through the water here. Furiously going there, Glasgow 1. Well, it's a mountain to climb, isn't it? 1:36.06. Well done, Glasgow. Dundee, then Strathclyde. It's a good day for Scotland. If you use the 200-metre freestyle relay as a barometer, but certainly they had the better of heat 3 there. Back end of the afternoon session here at the BUCS Short Course Swimming Championships, part of the BUCS Swimming Series. We're here at Ponds Forge in Sheffield, where the temperature is rising and the noise is increasing. And it's because heat 4 is next in the South Pool. And they are the teams locking horns.
Sheffield 2,
Away we go, a full pool. Stakes rising. Sheffield 2-0, Nottingham Trent in 1, Southampton in 2, York 3, Bournemouth 4, Plymouth 5, Bristol 6, Newcastle 7, Edge Hill 8, UCL 9. Look at that down the centre. Bournemouth doing really well. Plenty of support. Allison and Darren backing their corner online. Support as ever for Sheffield in the home pool on the far side, and it's getting them going in lane 0 at the midway point. They're the ones whose split is under 50 seconds. Then come roaring back in lane 4, come Bournemouth, and Plymouth now are really cranking up the pressure. Southampton very much in amongst the argument. Nottingham Trent being dragged along with them. And in lane 6, Bristol not a million miles away either. There's a real battle here between 6 teams, all separated by little more than a second. The final turn coming up now. Sheffield will make it first, followed by Bournemouth, followed by Plymouth. Look at the pressure being applied by Nottingham Trent and Southampton. This one's going to go right to the finish. Sheffield still leading. They're nearly a collision on the far side there, but it's fine. Sheffield win 140.28. Bournemouth second, Nottingham Trent third. Breathless, and there's 2 more to come. Sheffield charging so hard in that one that some of the swimmers trying to get out of the pool on the far side nearly got absolutely torpedoed. But it was fine. It was kamikaze BUCS swimming, and we love it. Right, here we go. Heat 5 coming up. Cardiff, Kiel, Cambridge, Southampton, Newcastle, Portsmouth, Surrey, Reading, Strathclyde, Marjon. Big mix-up, big variety. Who's going to get the best time here and put the pressure on the final heat, which is just around the corner. No lane 5. Well, that splits the pool up, doesn't it? What a dive in there in lane 2. Flying in Cambridge, and it gets them in front. Lane 6, Surrey, leading this half of the pool on the near side, and then just turning behind them slightly is Strathclyde in lane 8. On the far side, Cambridge building on that positive start in the second half of this race now. And they're a second ahead of Surrey, who are a second ahead of Strathclyde. The big guns coming into the pool on the third leg, trying to give the anchor the best possible opportunity of getting the job done here. Cambridge are the ones who will not want to let this slip. Followed by Surrey, followed by Strathclyde. That gap is tightening. It's really tightening, and that's because of Strathclyde really cranking it up on Surrey. Cambridge going about their own race. Cambridge are going to take it, but it's been a really good battle between Surrey and Strathclyde, which will end in that order. So Cambridge from Surrey from Strathclyde. Really enjoyed that one, and it tees up Heat 6 brilliantly. So much activity on Paul's side, and so much excitement for this final relay race of the afternoon. Don't forget, if you're popping off now, still got the 800 free to come, and there's always a story or two in that, but do make sure you're back for the finals later. 4:30 start on the live stream, and it will be in the North Pool because all the finals are chucked in together, just to make sure that both the men and the women get a bit of breathing space between their relentless events that will be coming thick and fast later on today. Okay, getting stuck into this final heat, we have Sheffield Hallam in 0, Manchester Met in 1, York in 2, Leicester in 3, St Andrews in 4, Sheffield in 5, Bristol in 6, Exeter 7, Cardiff Met in 8 and BUCS in 9. A lot of the entries here are suggesting 140, but it could be anybody's this. It really could be anybody's. Lane 2 is where we're having our attention drawn to here. That's because York are leading at the halfway point. Cardiff getting the support from Mike Tong. They're in lane 8. And they're trying to go at it gung-ho with the two lanes just to the right of them, Exeter and Bristol, for the real battles at the front. And I don't know how much Sheffield know about the challenge coming from their right from Bristol. That could be very close indeed. Certainly the lead that York had has gone now, and it's becoming a very level playing field. And in fact, successive jumps from, well, Sheffield and Bristol and the rest of them, very hard to split them. This is going to go right down to the wire here. It's the final turn for 25 metres, and they're going to push each other for some really competitive times. You could have a front 5, you know, because Sheffield are in lane 5, Bristol purring at them in 6, and look at 8, Cardiff Met. Oh, it was nearly a sensational turnaround. Not quite though in the end. Sheffield clinging on. They thought Bristol were the nearest rivals. Well, hello, Cardiff Met, just 300ths of a second behind. And York and Manchester Met on the far side. Goodness me, that was close. I think that was the best one of the lot. And the others were good. Well, Freestyle to come next, and maybe the right time to drop down the tempo, because we had some high-octane swimming there in the relays, didn't we? Heat 1 coming up shortly. Stevens, Tompkins, Gullen, Menza, Coyle, Robinson, Shepherd, Jones, McLaren and Bell in this, the first heat, the 800-metre freestyle. Taken away after 300 metres with Surrey's Daniel Stevens going in 0. No lane 1 in this event. Lane 2 from Edinburgh is Sidar Gullen. Lane 3 from Birmingham, Daniel Menza. Lane 4 from Nottingham Trent is David Coyle. 5 from Oxford is Joshua Robinson. Got the 2 from Stirling in 6 and 7, William Shepherd and Ewan Jones. Lancaster's Jameson McLaren in 8. And from Glasgow in 9 is Alexander Bell. Halfway point, Menza in front. But the lead will look to build. He does have a good lead, but it's not completely off the charts for someone to take this back. Some lung-busting support from one or two here. And why not? Well, save yourself for the evening session. Well, as is the case often in these kind of events, once someone goes out hell for leather at the front, they usually keep on building that lead. You don't go out with such confidence and gusto unless you back your own ability, and Daniel Menza has every reason to here. 150 metres to go and almost a 5-second buffer over his nearest rivals. William Shepherd in 6 and Ewan Jones in 7, who, by the way, look how close those two are to one another. One of the most demanding events of the weekend, but only to be swum once, which means that the time you get here will be the time that you stick with on the final leaderboard. So it's now or never, really, in that sense. Here they go now, like passing ships in the night. Some going one way, others going the other, and Daniel Menza is only going one way, and that's to first place. 7:58.75. He entered this event with an entry of 8:31.7. Might be hard pressed to beat that, but we'll see. He is the oldest swimmer in this event, 21 this year, and well, the Birmingham man, he's going to get very close to his entry time. He might just sneak under it. Really good swimming from Daniel Menza. Hats off to him. 8:29.4. He throws down as the time to beat, and he'll be dead happy with that from a personal perspective. Well done, William Shepherd and Ewan Jones. They pushed each other all the way. Ultimately, Shepherd just had too much, but respect between the two of them as they slap hands. Grueling event on a Saturday afternoon, this. So, kudos to all involved. Jameson McLaren, just over 9 minutes, but I think generally that is a pretty strong field.
In the start pool, this is heat 2.
Final race of the afternoon session. Here's your lineup. There will be one more heat in this event, but it will come in the final session after 4:30 this afternoon on day 2 of this, the BUCS Short Course Swimming Championships 2024, live from Ponds Forge International Sports Centre in the heart of the Steel City of Sheffield, the latest in the BUCS swimming series, the trilogy that keeps on giving. Right then, lane 0 from Glasgow, Joseph Moment. In 1 from Bath is Nathan Potter. Sam Cook is back, he's from Birmingham and he's in lane 2. Matthew Baker of Bath is in 3. In 4, and the fastest man outside of that finals heat is Stirling's Josh Denholm. Can he put a bit of a dent into the chances of those that will come afterwards this afternoon? Lane 5 from Bath is Oliver Rowe. And lane 6 from Birmingham is Daniel Cox. 7 from Stirling is Scott Fleming. And 8 from Surrey, Will Sellers. And it's been a long morning for him, hasn't it? And James Froggatt of Birmingham City in lane 9. Well, Birmingham going full guns in this event, as are Stirling. And in fact, we'll see another Stirling swimmer in the finals heat later today. That will be George Smith. We'll also see a strong contingent of Loughborough and Edinburgh as well, and a double dose of Swansea. But Daniel Menza of Birmingham was the best in heat 1. Got 2 more Birmingham swimmers here in Sam Cook in lane 2 and Daniel Cox in lane 6. And James Froggatt of Birmingham City is in 9. See how they get on. At the minute, it's Matthew Baker of Bath and Daniel Cox of Birmingham who are making the inroads at this early juncture, 250 metres in. It's getting tense at the front. Final race of the afternoon session. There are 150 metres to go. Every push counts. You just can't imagine, unless you've been in there yourself, doing it such a distance, the strain it has on the mind and the body. But with 50 metres to go, Matthew Baker and Daniel Cox are really giving each other a right old push. Daniel Cox and Matthew Baker really pushing, and not to get confused with Nathan Potter and that conversation there. He's got a bit longer to go, but the finish line reached by Matthew Baker, 8:06.68. So how much that will challenge those to come is to be seen, but certainly he'll be happy with his work there. Matthew Baker, the Bass swimmer, ahead of Daniel Cox of Birmingham, James Froggatt of Birmingham City in third, Sam Cook in fourth, Will Sellers in fifth. Tied, would you believe it, over 800 metres with Josh Denholm, both on 8:18.88. You cannot separate them. And there was a 13-second buffer that Will Sellers had on Josh Denholm coming into this event, so well done Will on that one. He's chopped 7 seconds off his entry time. Big cheer for Joseph Moment as well, and he's under 9 minutes, so hats off to them all there. Big well done for Matthew Baker. He rounds off this afternoon session as victor in Heat 2 of the men's 800 metre freestyle, and what an afternoon we've had of it. Really jam-packed session, flown through, and you've got 2 hours to reflect, relax, recover, refuel, do what you like. Get ready though for final session on Saturday night in Sheffield, because it will be coming at you thick and fast from 4:30. We'll be in the North Pool, just on the near side of your screen there. Myself, Jonathan Bell, and Ewan Dunlop will be bringing you all the action. But until then, we hope you have a very good rest of your afternoon, and we'll see you back at 4:30. Goodbye for now from Sheffield.
Glasses of milk for everyone all around afterwards, I think, and you should be milking every moment, and that's what we're going to introduce. Milk Every Moment, a new campaign to help students understand the benefit of milk on their sporting performance. An affordable, natural, versatile and widely available choice after exercise. Milk provides a whole host of nutrients, vitamins and minerals to help fuel your workouts. A great option if you are on a budget.
What's your favourite recipe to make using milk?
Mac and cheese. I can go with strawberry milk. Pancakes.
Yeah. Nice.
With that in mind, let's talk about milk and BUCS being proud to promote the Milk Every Moment campaign.
Milk provides high quality protein which helps support muscle growth and repair, and B vitamins to assist with energy release. A glass of milk is great for refueling and repairing those tired muscles after a physical match.